You're now listening to the 1130 podcast. Enjoy the show.
Nasty, hateful, insane nation that ever existed.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Drake, aka Drake on Wheels. I'm back at it again, man. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the 1130 podcast. What's goody, everybody doing out there? Appreciate everyone tuning back in to the podcast show, man. You know what time it is. It's not 7:30, it's 11:30, man. For real, got a dope show lined up. But before we get into that and everything, man, thank everyone tuning back in here on YouTube. If you're new to the podcast and if you haven't done so already, definitely hit that subscribe button down below. Like it, leave a comment, share it, do all that great stuff. And don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. But you guys, like I said, man, got a dope show. Great guests, you guys, joining me on this week's episode of the podcast show. My guy, Rome Davis. He's a podcaster. He's a comedian, entrepreneur. He's going to be joining me here on this week's episode of the 1130 podcast. We're going to be chatting it up with him. It's going to be awesome, man. Really, really going to be awesome. But you guys, like I said, man, great show lined up. I ain't going to waste no more time. We're going to bring on my awesome guest, my guy, Rome Davis, comedian. What's going on with you, my guy?
Too much, man, bro. I appreciate you having me on, man.
Thank you.
Dope
No
ass
problem.
intro.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, I appreciate it a lot, man. I'm always excited. Thank you for the intro. Thank you also for taking the invite, coming on here on the 1130 podcast. How life treating you though?
Most definitely.
Life treating you good?
Oh man, life is cool, man. This is the life I chose.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Life is good. How about you?
Hey man, life is good, man. Life is blessed. Had a good weekend, and the day been going great so far, man. It's been going blessed, man. So I'm excited. But once again, Rome, man, appreciate you here on the podcast. Tell everyone about yourself, man. I know you're a comedian and stuff, but tell my listeners and viewers, about Rome Davis.
Man, to the ladies out there, I'm an Aquarius. I got an 830 credit score. No kids. I ain't got no kids. Say nah, man. Comedian podcaster, man. I'm actually coming up with my 4-year anniversary of doing stand-up. Actually on the 18th of this month. 18th of March. So been doing that for a while. Podcasting. I mean, I hit my 3-year mark back in December 18th of last year. So I host a podcast called No ID, where I just interview any black or brown creatives or anybody that's black or brown on any type of subject or whatever. But comedy is what started me off to get me into that. You know what I mean? So got a nice little decent resume.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was just talking about this not too long. I think it was the other day though. You say you're Aquarius for all the ladies though. Are you a big zodiac sign guy? Do you sort of judge people off their zodiac signs?
Fuck no.
Okay. Cool.
Somebody went online and one day, man, and just did it. And us as social media people in this social media era, we just run away with it. Now it's like, oh, you see a meme or you see a post about something, and then next thing they're like, well, this sign don't match with that sign. Like you getting mad at something that my parents did 9 months before I came in this world. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I never understood it though. We grown people though, blaming blaming how people are on these zodiac signs.
Big
Some of
facts.
them came out. Some of them I looked at was like, oh, okay, maybe they got a little bit truth with that one, but not really big on that one though. But you said you coming on 4 years in comedy though. What got you? What got you started in comedy?
I mean, if I tell you, it didn't change so many times. I wanted to do it for a while, and they actually teach comedy school here at the Virginia Beach Funny Bone in Virginia, and
Okay.
I signed up for it. Was a 6-week course, so they took us throughout the whole like formation of everything, about setting up a premise and punchlines and callbacks and different situations as far as like hecklers in the crowd. And I did it for 6 weeks, and then from there I just kept plugging away. Eventually started enhancing my comedy, um, going to this place called the Performers Playground on Thursdays, in Norfolk, Virginia. It's $5, but you only not
Okay.
get comedy. You get improv, you get monologue, you get script reading, you get music, you get poetry, you get spoken word, you get everything for $5. And I started enhancing it that way. You know what I mean? So comedy has been a passion. Most people will say, "Man, I watch Comic View and Def Comedy Jam and Kings of Comedy." Well, Def Comedy Jam and Comic View was damn near came on too late, and I had a bedtime. And Kings of Comedy was a dope concert, but that wasn't the movie that got me to be like, damn, I really want to do this. For people that don't know and or whatever, it was Blue Collar Comedy Tour that actually got me. That was Ron White, Larry the Cable Guy, uh, Jeff Foxworthy. It was a Ron Turner. It was a dope lineup, and then I got into Bad Boys of Comedy, which would come on Fridays. So I ain't had no bedtime on Fridays. So
Yeah.
I would watch that, and I was like, okay, they had like Tony Wood, Scroncho, uh, damn, a bunch of comedians, Capone, that you would see. So all these comedians, they either migrated from Def Comedy Jam and got the Bad Boys of Comedy or whatever. They came on this thing. So that
Mhm.
inspired me. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 You say you from Virginia Beach?
Yeah, I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, man. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia. I
Okay.
live in
Born in.
Chesapeake now.
Okay. Cool. 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 I'm from Washington D.C. So reading up on you, I was like, oh my god, from Virginia. This is gonna be cool though. You've been to D.C. though before, have you?
Yeah, man. I performed over in DC a few times, man. It's dope.
Okay, okay. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. You've been doing your thing for about 4 years now, making it around the comedy world, doing your thing. You met the legendary D.L Hugley though. How was that meeting him? And I know you had to pick his brain from some comedy tips. Being in the comedy industry.
Nah, I didn't pick his brain. He,
Yeah.
I didn't. With D.L Hughley, I went to it. It was a Saturday, bro. It was. I remember it. My parents had got tickets to see him at the 7 o'clock show. He was at the Funny Bone, but they couldn't make it, so they sent me and my sister to go.
Mm.
So he like this is D.L Hughley, right? This is a legend, right? So he's going around telling his jokes, but then he starts doing crowd work. If you don't know what crowd work, that's when he's gonna start joking on the crowd. So he comes to me and my sister table. I'm like, shit, you know, this D.L Hughley. I'm about to talk D.L Hughley. So he says, "What do you do?" I said, "I'm a comedian." He said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, I do stand up. I do stand up comedy." He said, "You do it around the area?" I said, "Yeah, I do it around the area. I've been doing it for a while." He says, "Well, how do you feel about coming on to my show after this and doing 5 minutes?"
Mhm.
So I'm like, "Fuck, is he serious?" He was like, "Man, loosen up, nigga. I'm serious." He said, "I'm not gonna pay you." I said, "I don't care about getting paid. This DL fucking Hugo. I get to see him two
Mhm.
nights in a row, and I get to open up for him." Because the comedian that was opening up for him couldn't make it, who was Bodacious, who's from the 757 area. So anyway, we go find him, and he's just telling me how I should do my introduction, what place I should come, because nobody knows me. And I'm like, damn, I ain't got my notepad on me. I don't know what jokes I'm gonna tell. I was like, fuck it. So they gave me 5 minutes, end up doing 15.
Mhm.
So I blacked out. I blacked the hell out when I was on the stage. I ain't know. I was just in the moment. You know what I mean? Like, I probably could have
Mhm.
went for another 15 minutes if I wanted to. Um, so now, I'm like, damn, I got to open up for D.L. Hughley, unknown comedian. Um, you know, real, real solid, quiet guy. I got to open up for him. He go in the back. I get to take a picture with him. he was like, bro, just see you on the other side, baby boy. You did good. That's all he told me. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was that. I
Hey.
wish it was like a pick the brain, but
That's really cool, man. I mean, how did you take that all in? You know, sort of later on that night, more so, or you know, what did you learn from it? You know, obviously not getting paid from the gig, but also having getting to open up for a legend like D.L Hugley.
and that's a credit. That's a credit, man. So what most people don't know is like when you go work with these big name comedians, like I worked with D.L Hugley. I opened up and did Michael Kyer's morning show, right? And that's Showboat from House Party 3 from a lot of people that don't know, right? Legend. And you getting the exposure, right? You going in front of a sold out crowd, or you doing a virtual show where hundreds and thousands and millions of people gonna watch, and they get to laugh at Rome Davis, you know. And when I was riding home, well, I had to get an Uber because it was late. You know, I rode my sister. I left my car at the crib, but I was riding. I was, waiting for my Uber. People, man, you're so funny. You killed it. How come I don't never see you around? Nah, I do be around. You know what I mean? I'm just a quiet guy. Yeah. So I'm in the Uber, and it didn't hit me. It didn't hit me that I just opened up a DL here. It didn't hit me. So I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep for shit. I couldn't sleep for nothing. Like adrenaline's pumping. So later on, I come holler at my pops, and it hit me. I'm like, damn, I just opened up a fucking DLU, right? So it hit, and I was like, man, like, oh. And people, same thing. People was like, man, how did you feel? It's like, man, it didn't hit me till it like sunk in. And then my dad and my mom, man, they had me doing a phone call tour.
What kind of phone call tour?
You know the phone call tour? If you are a black parent, if you have
okay, I see.
They have called every relative, friend, co-worker, neighbor, anybody that they came in contact with in life. My son opened up for D.L Hugley. I'm on the phone. I was like, man, I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, so how's it feeling? Get off the phone. Boom. My dad was like, oh, your uncle want to talk to you. I'm like, well, Dad, who the hell? I was like, okay. Like, it kept going. It went on about a week and a half. You know what I mean? So then your boy's hitting you up trying to figure out how'd you do it. And I'm like, and then the security guard from the Funny Bone, because I actually went to another show. That was in the summer. I actually went to the New Year's Eve show. He said, damn, there go the little funny nigga right there. You know what I mean? So it's a tour that you got to go through. And after a while, you be like, like pause. You know what I mean? Like, but the phone call tour, you probably went through it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're doing PR and not even noticing it though. I got you. I definitely know. That's what's up, man. That's a big moment to actually be proud of, and also you keeping the comedy journey going on. How's the AGT thing coming along? America's Got Talent.
Oh damn, you really did your homework on me.
I try.
Oh man, that was dope, man. Because I've been trying to get with them for about two years. Okay. So I finally got through, and I saw they had a virtual call, so I submitted. They gave us 90 seconds to cook. So now I'm on the waiting to see. So that's a dope thing because you just wait to see what's next. You know what I mean? And regardless if I get on or not, at least I can say, hey, yo, I got to try out for America's Got Talent. And I know what they're looking for now. So if I do make it if I don't get this time and I decide to go back again, I know what to look for now. So, yeah. So.
Okay. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Anybody you would want to work with though? Anybody, yeah, you would want to work with? Anybody on your bucket list for in the comedy world or just in the entertainment world?
Shit, it's a lot of fucking people, bro. uh, fuck. Gerard Carmichael is one. Ali Sadiq, Real, Zanae Johnson, Godfrey. Um, shit, I love to work with D.L Hugley again. Definitely
Mm,
Michael Kaya again. Some more. Um, Miss Pat. Miss Pat be killing it. You know what I mean? I ain't got
yeah.
BET Plus, but Miss Pat is has always been on the hot street since she's been around. Every
Yeah.
time I seen a clip on her on YouTube, I've always seen her. And then everybody's gonna say it, but Kevin Hart. I would love to do like 15 minutes with Kev one
Okay.
day, or even Chris Rock, because this special I ain't seen it yet, but I heard it was fire.
Yeah,
So
I haven't seen it. Yeah, I heard it too. And I reminded myself that I was gonna catch it, but yeah, he talked about the whole Will Smith slap and everything. So I gotta catch that up. Tap into that though. You doing comedy though for a while though, but starting out though, have you? How was it though? Like, have you ever got booed on the stage, or you also talk about you just blacked out, but you just went up there and just kind of like freestyle for 15 minutes when they gave you five. Have you ever just forgot jokes and just got sort of stuck?
yeah, yeah. When I blacked out at D.L Hughley, man, I didn't forget jokes. The jokes just flew. I got into a zone of
Okay.
killing. But like, man, when I first started, man, I used to go to this bar down the street from my house, and this is a black church crowd. So you don't know how black church crowds are. They want you to be nasty, but you can't say the nasty shit. You know what I mean? Like you can't say, "Oh, I whipped my dick out" or something. You gotta say like, "Oh, I pulled the mashed potato bone off and gave her the gravy or some shit," right? So, man, I used to have a heckler. This black lady heckled me, and she did it for like 3-4 weeks straight every Monday. I'm like, "What the fuck did I do to her?" So I decided to
Mm.
go up there and go do it, like get her back. Bro, they cut the mic off on me, put music on, everything, and then about 2 weeks later, that open mic got canceled. But I hit up went to the venue, and I was talking to the teachers about the joint, and I was like, "Yo, like this what happened." I told them that her legs were like two rolled up sleeping bags and cottage cheese. And if you look at me, if you look at the nerd effect of me, right? If you look at the nerd effect of me, you like, man, this nigga ain't got no jokes. He can't roast nobody. Like, oh, I can go heads up. So yeah, I got her. It's been a couple of times I bombed. I had took a girl on the date to one of my open mics. Bombed. I ain't talked to the girl ever since then.
Oh wow. Did
So
she never talk to you, or you just didn't speak to her since then?
we had a little falling out, but you know what
Okay,
I mean.
okay, okay,
It
okay.
was because of it was part of it was because of the mic, but it was it was like a 5% from the mic. 95% just came from some other issues stemming.
Okay.
So yeah, man. If I forgotten lines, one of the times I forgot lines because they had just legalized weed in Virginia, and I don't
Mm.
smoke or drink, so I was up there performing in front of a dispensary.
Oh
The
wow.
joint they puffing hard. I'm like, oh man. So I caught a contact. I caught a contact. I'm like, what the fuck?
Mm,
So I forgot. But like, if you're not bombing, if you're not forgetting, like if you're not bombing, you're not
mm,
trying. You know what I mean?
mm.
Every comedian has bombed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just part of the thing. You just rework it, see how everything goes. So, but yeah, I bombed a lot. You know what I mean? Shit, I
Okay.
just bombed back in January, right after the D.L Hughley shit. So it is what it is. So
Okay.
it's part of the game.
I dig it. I dig it. It's part of the game, man. Got a lot going on in the comedic world. Of course, like you said, man, I was doing my homework. One thing, I was going to ask also, if did you always, wanted to be a comedian? And one thing, I read up on you. You was like, if not, you can live out your wildest dreams as being a professional wrestler. That's right. Because I'm a huge wrestling fan, big WWE fan, like big wrestling fan the most. So yeah, like, are you a wrestling fan?
Huge, man. Huge
Hey, that's
wrestling
what's
fan.
up. That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
it never came to fruition. I think I went to orientation for like a little champion wrestling league here, and I ran. They told me to start doing laps. I ran and did some laps in the parking lot and never came back. You know what I mean? So, hey man, it is what it just wasn't my path, man. So it is what it is.
And never came back, huh? And he started want to go tell jokes after that shit. I ain't coming back.
Like, these niggas tripping. I ain't about to do this shit.
I got you. I got you. I got you. So as far as wrestling though, are you digging what's going on right now? How you feel about what's going on? Like, what got your eyes? So are you a big fan of the Bloodline storyline and everything that's going on, or what promotion you watch
Man,
most
the mo. Oh man,
or
let me tell.
often?
Uh, so I watch like a lot of the indie leagues. So
Okay.
the one here, Virginia Championship Wrestling, you can catch me there watching that. Or MLW, Major League Wrestling, right? But they
Hmm.
didn't took the shit off of Pro Wrestling TV, the app, and YouTube. So you got to go through this thing called Reels, which ain't available in Virginia. So I got to watch the YouTube highlights like anybody else. But
Hmm.
as if we talking wrestling, I'm a fan of the Bloodline storyline. Um, it's gonna have to come to an end. I'm just want to see what's gonna happen once if they are to pull every championship out the bloodline because it's what been 2.5, 3 years they build up this bloodline. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be a point where they gotta pull everything out. I love AEW. I just don't like the elite.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. I hear a lot of people. One of my guys, Warren Marlowe, we do the weekly commission talks. Not really a big fan of the elite, specifically the Young Bucks. But yeah, AEW, was new to me. I didn't watch WCW growing up, but I seen a couple of matches. So AEW reminds me of AEW though. As far as WWE goes and the whole bloodline thing, yeah, they've been building that up for some time. And Roman Reigns is um 900 days as champ though. Do you feel like Cody Rhodes is going to beat Roman at WrestleMania?
It's only right.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's
Okay.
only right because this man, Cody, much respect to him. Them 6 years away was probably like the best 6 years of his wrestling career, right?
Hmm.
Um, because the only meaningful feuds that he had was when he was, they was always him and Damian Sandow was feuding with Team Hell No, and then his feud with the Authority, right? Them the only two feuds that was like right in my eyes. So them
Hmm.
6 years of him at Ring of Honor, when he was in Impact Wrestling TNA, when he got over with AEW, he kind of booked himself into a corner because he couldn't challenge for the heavyweight championship. And he wanted to be like a John Cena booking. So eventually just the fans turned on him. He goes over to WWE. Now he's main event. His mic skills improved. His ring IQ is improved. So it's only right but I don't think they should give him both titles.
Hmm.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? I think they should find a creative way to split the titles, and then do like how SmackDown Live was like lit when they first had that draft split. When you saw like James Ellsworth and all them like getting pushed like crazy, right? You saw Jinder Mahal as the WWE champion, right?
Yeah.
Unexpected. You're like, oh, what the hell going on, right? But it was something different. So you kind of get tired of the same people in the same fights. You know what I mean? You get tired of seeing the same people in the same main event. So
Okay.
it's only
Okay.
right.
Okay. I get you. I've been saying for a couple of weeks though. It's just how everything been going on. Now, I haven't been the guy who followed every step of the way since Cody Rhodes left. Now, I've said it most of the time. Big WWE fan. I catch some of the indie wrestling when I can because now in 2023 wrestling comes on damn near 7 days a week. So I gotta try to chime in with that, be a dad, do podcasting, networking, and everything like that. So what I catch is what I can catch. But yeah, I haven't followed majority of his career in between, but his story is amazing, and obviously, he want to come back and win it for his father and stuff like that. I just think the storyline with Sami Zayn is a little bit, it's a little bit stronger and a little bit more heavier than what Cody Rhodes is. What the Cody Rhodes story. Yes, he won the Royal Rumble. Yes, he tore on his pec. He came back, and he's supposed to be prone the next guy. But I just don't feel like he's gonna win it at WrestleMania. And a lot of people got on me, especially on the Wrestle chat though. Some others agree with me though, but a lot of people feel like, yeah, man, it's this time, and like you said, rightfully so, and it's only right, for him to be the next guy. Roman Reigns is literally kind of like destroyed everyone in his path, so I'm open to see what happens. Put it like that. So
We
I'm
got
I'm yeah, I'm hoping to see what happens at WrestleMania though. So any other things you are interested with what's going on in wrestling? I know you said you're big indie wrestling fan.
I mean, I love Major League Wrestling. These guys is hybrid, you know what I mean? But I also love Impact Wrestling, and on Impact, I'll say it. Maybe he'll listen to it. Um, on Impact Wrestling, I'm a big fan of Chris Bay. Right, Chris Bay is the first black member of the Bullet Club. Right, he
Hmm.
just won the TNA Impact Wrestling Championship, Tag Team Championships, this past Thursday. Um, I've had a couple of my favorite wrestlers on my podcast too, right? So I had Shane Teller Promotions,
Yeah,
Darius
that's my guy.
Lockhart, Devontae's.
Terry
Devontae's I
Funk.
met in Virginia. He's trying to make his name out. I got a homeboy, Benjamin Banks. He's tag team champion right now. So I like him. The only I wouldn't say it's independent, but they don't have like a television deal yet that I don't
Yeah.
really get into anymore. Is NWA, right?
Okay.
Once they put that title on Tyrus, aka Brodus Clay,
Yeah.
I was like, all right,
Yeah.
man. It was like,
I heard.
this motherfucker be on fucking Fox News all the goddamn time
Yeah.
dogging out black
Yeah.
people. So
Yeah.
he black his damn self. So I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I just stopped watching.
Yeah, it was a lot of controversy surrounding that when he became the world champ. And really, for me, NWA, I really got really into it. It was really the pandemic, and I was looking for just other stuff to watch because WWE at that point just and prior to that just wasn't doing it. So really, alternating NWA actually was pretty cool, but yeah, it just seemed like it just went in a little bit different directions. Definitely no Chris Bray. Shout out to Shane Taylor. I had him on the podcast before, and loving what he's doing in AEW right now. Yeah, man. So I dig it. I dig it. Independent wrestlers and other wrestlers are definitely killing it in the game. Okay, you guys, man, we're gonna move on here on the 11:30 podcast show. Ron, you got a podcast called No ID Media. Tell everyone about it, man, and where they can catch it and subscribe to some new episodes and catch some new episodes.
No ID is a little different.
Yeah. Okay.
You may get a wrestler, you may get a comedian, you may get an entrepreneur, but you may also get a porn star. You may get a
Okay.
dominatrix. You may get a foot fetish model. Uh, you may get my mama. You may get a family member. You don't know because that's what it's called, no ID. So right now, being with America's Got Talent and still building up the comedy profile, I have paused no ID for right now because we're also looking for a creative space to actually shoot and better production. as well too. So you can catch it on YouTube at No ID Media TV, and that's also the same for my Instagram for it. But she'll not only get the podcast, she'll get my stand up as well too. And then you go to my IG is comedian Rome. And even my Twitter, you'll still see those posts with everything. So yeah, so you'll it's different. It fucks up your love life, but it's different. You know what I mean?
No. So the name basically came from just it's a hybrid of a little bit of everything.
Nah, man. The
Oh,
name came from this. I used to work in banking,
okay.
and people would come into the bank and want to do a bunch of shit, but they ain't never got no ID on them. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I need to withdraw $2,000 out my savings account. I'm like, yo, you got your ID? Nah, I ain't got it. Or the ID be expired. And if the ID's expired, it's not valid. The ID be broke. If your ID snapped in more than one piece, it's not valid no more. So no ID came from frustration at that banking job. Gladly, I'm not in. I left during the pandemic, man. So
Mm.
yeah.
Hey, ain't that something though? I learned that certain jobs though, people would come there and ask the most silliest questions and just do the most random things. Like if I'm coming to a bank and I know I'm trying to withdraw some money, I know I gotta have my card and my ID. And I used to work at a movie theaters and I'm working at the cashier. And behind me is a big ass board with all the movies on it, all the times on it. And literally people come up and say, "What's playing today?" If you don't get your ass like, look, you don't see this board right here with all the movies on it and all the times on it. Like, oh man, that's funny though. I got you. No ID though, you guys, man. The links will definitely be down below for everyone who's tuning in. So you definitely could subscribe and check out my guy Rome Davis, man. What keeps you motivated and inspired, man? Doing everything you got going on in comedy and stuff, and just life.
Shit, life. We get an opportunity to wake up. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like a lot of if the pandemic didn't teach you that waking up is a blessing, I don't know what is. You got a lot of people don't get the chance to wake up. A lot of people don't get a chance to even come home. So that inspires me, man. And comedy, I just love it. I got addicted to it. So the microphone is really my girlfriend my wife at this point. So podcasting, I just like picking people's brains. A lot of times I like to go for a shock value, hence why you get those dominations and shit up there. But if you actually listen to those conversations and shit, you know what I mean? We may talk about how they got into it, but then we might branch off and start fucking talking about like we was talking about wrestling or anime or something. I don't even watch fucking anime, but like we'll break off and start talking about other shit. Because these are people. So
I dig it. I dig it, man. I always ask my guests, definitely what inspires them. A lot of people always, go with the, I know you said you didn't have kids, but that's a generic, response or answer. People say, that my kids, motivate them, and then within certain cases, people within their 20s and their earlier lifestyle was reckless, so when they had kids, they had to sit them down, so that definitely motivated them. But yeah, definitely life, man, because in the pandemic, a lot of people was just going through a lot and just in life, period, though. So I always say, man, life definitely motivates me as well, though. Definitely. Okay, you guys, man, we're gonna keep the podcast rolling on, you guys. It's time for the 11:30 podcast. Hot seat, guys. All right, Rome Davis. It's time for the hot seat. I got 6 questions for you, and we're gonna roll with it. You ready?
ready.
All right. Have you ever made someone cry with a joke?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You mind sharing
I
one of the
was
experiences if you don't mind?
so I'm gonna keep it being. I did a podcast interview and they was asking some questions. And with me being a comedian, we it's black and white with us. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna shoot around or nothing. Bro, this
Yeah.
girl was trying to like go in. Bro, I lit her ass up. I was like, yeah. So what was fucked up about it was I just tried to shoot my shot after the podcast because I didn't know I made her cry until like weeks later. I was like, yeah, you made her cry. So I was like, what? That's what her friend told me. I said, damn, here I am trying to like take her to go get a 2 for $20. Oh. And I got her crying, man.
Okay, that's funny. All right, would you consider? Would you consider to be? Who would you consider to be your hero?
That's a good one. You got me stumped on that shit. I got a lot of heroes, man, but you know, my pops, my pops.
Okay.
You know, he acts as my manager, and my mom too. But like, both of them actually, you know, they both act like managers. They give me a little advice. They therapists because they let me vent. They stick with me for everything. So yeah, my pops especially because he acts as my manager sometimes. Like when I have some deal going on or trying to negotiate myself to the next level, I'm like, I try and check with his man to make sure that he got a time available. We got questions for these people. We playing this shit out. So we kind of like, we double bank. You know what I mean? My mom is a creative like me. She does stand up. What was doing stand up. And she'll like, yo, like I hit her up. I'm like, yo, I got a podcast I want to start. She the first person up there. No problem. Right? She'll tell me who to interview, what I should ask, and her thoughts. And she'll even watch a stand-up special with me. Some old shit that, you know what I mean? She probably didn't see when I was a kid, but
yeah.
You know, so those my heroes, man. It's really good.
Okay, cool. I like that. Okay, what are three things What are three things that really annoys you?
Man, when people find out you're a comedian and try and joke on you, they try and roast you, yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You give them 3 shots, you be like, yo, you got 3 strikes with me. You know what I mean? You better get these motherfuckers in. Cause I'm gonna light your dumb ass up. If you think you're gonna get the best of me, like watch what I tell you. So people trying to roast on you. Fuck, I had one girl, don't matter what podcast I was doing or what comedy show I had, she was in a fucking competition. Never did stand up, never had a podcast, but she swore up and down her shit was fire. I never heard her perform to this day. Right? So that's nothing. When you do that competitive shit, like I'm just trying to have a conversation. I know you probably get this shit too. It's when people that don't have a podcast or have a podcast try and tell you how to run your fucking podcast.
Yeah. Yep. Boy, oh boy. I've been doing this 3 years now. This year in December it'll be 4 years. So I done had guests where people, wanted to be on and I be like, oh, I know, like if I want to have guests, I reach out to them and stuff like that. But I get those certain ones who be like, hey man, I would love to come on your podcast, but they'll be so like they'd be doing the most and they'd be the worst guests ever. Like I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, bro, you did all of that and all of that, and then you try to tell me how to run my show and stuff like that. So, like, nah, we don't do it like that over here. So, I get you.
Oh, matter of fact, let me add this like off the bench shit. Okay. This has happened twice or 3 times. I actually recorded episodes that have never came out because the guest was being fucking difficult. They had I'm like, yo, I can't give you questions because I never studied journalism, but I don't want to give away the questions so that way you be prepped up.
Exactly.
And then you get those ones that be standoffish as hell. Like I had 2 young boys that I was interviewing that was rappers. I knew their mama. I worked with their mama. And I'm like, bro, it's only like a 10-year age difference between the 2 of us, right? Ain't that big of a difference. When I was graduating from high school, you was in elementary school. It's not that big of a fucking difference. But they was like trying to use slang and verbiage like I didn't understand it. I'm like, I know what the stew is. I know what an op is. I know what this shit mean. Like, cool the fuck out. So, and I had another one. Girl, she was a 70-year-old porn star. Started on OnlyFans during the pandemic. Standoffish as hell. I was like, all right, bet. She wanted questions. Now take this question out. To add this question in. Take this. I said, you know what? Have a blessed day. And, Father, fuck you, and move with Cupid.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it, man. I maybe had out of all the times I've been doing this, maybe 3 episodes that I've done haven't came out, but I know those guests that you have, and it just them episodes just don't go well at all. Like I had one guest who just, man, it just didn't go well. It didn't go well at all. I was asking her questions. She kind of like apologized afterwards because she was, a little influence on something or whatever it was, but yeah, it didn't go well. So I know what you're talking about, man. That's crazy. Okay, what is the worst assumption someone has made about you?
Fuck that they can't take me serious. Shit, I just said this shit. My podcast and my comedy life have thrown my dating life in the fucking trash. You understand me? I had a joke about taking a girl out the subway on a date. And these girls would be like, he take me to no fucking subway. I'm like, what the fuck you mean? They got foot longs. I'm trying to get you a foot long afterwards. So like, they don't take you serious, bro, and then they want to be in fucking Some want to be in a competition, which I'm like, man, look, I'm doing my thing. If you want to do podcasts, come go for it, but
Hmm.
don't fucking do that. And you got some homies that do the shit too. Name somebody you trying to date. You be like, yo, yeah, I remember I got Nori Davis on my shit. And if y'all know this is a big comedian out in New York. This man is in movies, writes, everything. I had got Diallo Riddle from Southside, the mayor. I had got Michael Kaya, the militant. I'm like, tell him like, yo, I got this coming on my podcast. I recorded. Man, you bullshitting. I'm like, all right, bet. Then the podcast interview come out. How you get them? What did you do that was so different? I mean, I just sent him a DM, bro. I just, if he read it, he read it. If he didn't, he didn't. I ain't tripping. But like, yeah, like, them girls see them transgender porn stars. Next thing they know, they want to know what's your association. I'm like, man, I'm just doing the fucking interview. You know what I mean? So it's whatever at this point. Nobody takes you fucking serious when you got a microphone and you joke all day. But then you got a podcast that's dumb serious sometimes. And people just be like, nah, we good.
He does something. That's crazy. Okay, what's one place that you would like to travel to and go to?
I did a virtual show for him, but I would like to go to like Africa and perform over in Africa one day. You know what I mean? Or even Canada. Like Canada is number one though. Montreal, Canada, Ontario.
Oh yeah.
I'm over there, perform up there, and see what the culture is like up there. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I hear Canada got some, real dope fan base, for us fans up there. So
Hmm.
Canada's cool. Canada's cool. Okay, last one. Favorite movie.
Damn, it's an old movie. People don't know about it, and it's very underrated. And it's on HBO Max. It's called Ghost Dog: Way of a Samurai.
Okay, Ghost Dog.
Man's looking at me like, what the fuck is a ghost dog? It's it had Forrest Whitaker in there, and he was a samurai. He was a samurai, but he was working for the mob. And
Okay.
it's if you watch it, it's like the soundtrack. The music was curated by the RZA. So you see like the martial art, you see like Wu Tang kind of low key influenced the movie,
Okay.
but it
Okay.
came out like 1999. It was like one of those independent joints that slept on. Like people like maybe 20 years later was like, damn, this shit good. Like, but
Okay.
the Ghost
Okay.
Dog Way of a Samurai is my favorite movie.
All right. Gotcha. I'm about to check that out. Definitely got to check that out. For real, man. Look at man, bro, Davis, man. I appreciate you coming through here on the 11:30 podcast show, man. Yeah, it was a dope time chopping it up with you, man. Having fun. You been, getting into comedy and everything you got going on, and also wrestling, man, too. So definitely got to have you back on and chat more wrestling and just chat it up, man. So it'd be dope. But before you leave and head on out of here, man. Let everyone know where they can follow you at. If you have any shout outs, anything you like to say, any questions?
One, let me go ahead and shout out the 11:30 podcast. Right, compared to podcasts I've been on, this man didn't cry. But nah, like just so keep supporting the 11:30 podcast. Pretty much support black media. Let's put it like that.
Yes, yes.
We say that we don't want it. We need more of it. But we don't support it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Repost, share those ones that's trying to get to the 500,000 followers, the 10,000 streams and views a month. Post and reshare us because this shit is independent. We ain't got no back in the bar stool and none of that shit behind us. So not yet, at least. So keep supporting us. And like I said, thank you for having me on. Shout out to anybody that's listened or watched this podcast or wants to listen and watch mine. No ID. Follow that No ID Media TV on Instagram, and I got a Facebook page. Follow me at Comedian Rome on IG, Twitter fan base, and Rumble at No ID Media TV. And I hate to say it, but it's just because it's my podcast. I also got an OnlyFans just for the podcast, which is free. So it's not like I'm slinging wee out there. You're gonna see comedy and podcasts on my OnlyFans. I gotta put the link in the bio because I just got it approved today, actually. So, but yeah, just keep checking us out.
Okay, hey, that's dope. That's dope. Any shows you got coming up lately that you're gonna be performing?
The next show, because I'm reworking some material from last night, adding a couple of tweaks to it. You probably won't see me back into the scene until like next week. So next you see me at Old Town Brewery Sunday. Monday I'm chilling. Tuesday you'll see me at this place called Bad Habits and Jam Cafe. So I try to do two. Wednesday I'm supposed to be pulling out to this place called Chemistry Lab. Thursday Performers Playground. So that's just where you're going to see me actually get the craft, trying to get it perfected. And then Friday chilling. Saturday I may try and pull up to Richmond again. And y'all pray for me. Hopefully that is America's Got Talent. Pulls up.
Okay. Hey, look at man. It was dope having you on. Like I said, everyone, the links will be down in the description to check out No ID, and definitely follow and subscribe to my guy, Rome Davis, man. Yo, keep killing it in the comedy world, man. Don't make nobody cry no more, man. Don't make nobody cry no more. But like I said, man, keep killing it. I love the black excellence. Once again, thank you for coming through here on the 11:30 podcast show. For everyone who tuning in, man, sit tight. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to wrap up the show. We got the WTF moment and more. Don't move. You're listening and you're watching to the 11:30 podcast. You dig?
You can't expect to make anybody else happy if you yourself is not happy. So I feel like that's the key too. Like I have to love me before I can get here and say I love you. I have to love me. And we have these things where people be like, well, I love you more than I love myself. No, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Red flag, and that's not the kind of love I want, because I want someone who takes care of themselves as well as take care of me. And this is why, you know what I'm saying, relationships start with self first. You gotta have a relationship with yourself before you can get out here and try to get with someone else.
Talk about the shit we was
That's
saying.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Exactly.
we can't
Right.
just get back in. We gotta talk. Hold on.
because if I'm upset with you, asking me, am I hungry, ain't gonna fix the situation.
Cause I
Mm-mm.
might be hungry, but I'm still mad at
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
I'm a eat, but that don't mean the issue solved. Like,
Yeah.
but turn down no food, especially if you can cook.
Right. That's the other thing too. That's a big thing. Try to solve issues. One of the things that I found is too many people go for the win. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it gets to a point in the argument where they're no longer like listening to you. They just trying to win the argument. You know,
Yep.
and I've been there where I've gotten to a point where I'm just like, oh, I gotta win. You know, you ain't gonna get this over on me. Let me tell you why I'm right. And at some point, you gotta back away and say, it ain't even about me being right. You know what I'm saying? It's about really resolving the situation. I might be right, but let's you know what I'm saying? Let me put my pride aside right quick. Let's talk about it and try to talk it through. Let me see where you coming from in the situation, because you might give a perspective that I wasn't even thinking about initially.
I was just
You
about to
know?
say, I was about to say at every turn, just understand that you're in a relationship with somebody to take on different perspectives. Your
Right.
partner's not gonna be like you. So some of y'all arguments or y'all disagreements are never gonna, like my man and I, we disagree, we agree to disagree all the time because
Yeah.
we're just two completely different people. And it don't make no sense for us to keep beating a dead horse. You feel this way about it, I feel this way about it. I see your point, and I feel like you see my point. We done.
They
Speak
gotta-
right to the ladies for that. Ladies, we got them.
Hey, you guys,
Cause
you
baby,
guys,
I will go. And I know I've heard my sisters, I have to bring, I literally sometimes have to physically put my hands over my mouth because I know that I will go there and I don't give him the opportunity to be heard. I don't give him the opportunity to feel like the head of this household. So it's like, how am I allowing him to even have a stake in this conversation if I'm like, I can't do that. You know, I've even learned that he hears me better when I'm not screaming.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta know reciprocity is a beautiful thing in a
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
If you can't give me what I'm giving you, I tend to not want it.
yo, we back here on the podcast show. Yo, Ron Davis, appreciate you coming through here. Dope time chopping it up with you, my guy, on being a comedian and how you got into comedy and stuff and wrestling and everything. And I just hope you don't make anyone else cry doing stand up, my guy, for real. Really, really dope. Everyone who's watching and listening, the links will be down below, and they are down below, man, for real. Check him out. Go subscribe to No ID. Make sure you follow him on Instagram and Facebook, and go support my guy in your neck of the woods, whether it's here in DC or in Virginia. You guys go support my guy doing stand up and support independent podcasters, man, for real. Definitely support independent podcasts because this is an independent podcast here. You know, just gotta hustle at it, man, and just go for the ground up. This is the third time my arm that slipped off my armrest this whole entire show. I ain't edited that out. That is so crazy. At the beginning of the show was my other arm. I'm more excited. And then this yo, this been a great show. But before I head on out of here and wrap it on up, man, because I need some water. Yo, it's time for the WTF moment of the week, you guys. Yes, WTF moment of the week. Yeah, man. Yo, NBA player John Morant, man. He played for the Memphis Grizzlies. Yo, he was on Instagram Live, man, at some type of party or whatnot, and my man been suspended for a couple of games and said he was going to walk away and try to get some help because he was just seeing that he was flashing a gun in the video, and how the media is turning this story, and maybe my man John Morant may need some help, stuff like that. But I feel like they trying to say, oh man, look at this black guy, and he's out partying and stuff like that, and we see a gun, he's flashing it. Oh man, he need to go get some help or whatever like that, and trying to, that's probably what they told him to say or whatever. Like, and he apologized, but I saw it as this, man. We all seen what happened last year with the rapper Migos, man, and him late at night, bowling alley, shooting dice. We seen that situation, and my man was probably out late at night, doing his thing, and don't want a situation like that. And now Was it necessary to be, flashing and having a gun on Instagram Live? No. You are representing an organization such as the Memphis Grizzlies. You're representing the community, the town, the city, the state of Memphis, in the state of Tennessee. So, nah, man, I don't think it was right. Yes, I think probably to let things cool down, he's going to take some time, away from the team. And, like they said, they suspended him doing some investigation. But my man was just in the moment, man. And, like I said, I don't think he, should have done that, but he was definitely in the moment, man, and listening to that type of music, we'll get you there, drinks and all that. But they trying to make it seem like my man got a problem. No, for real. In my personal opinion, I think he was just carrying a gun, trying to, be on the safe side. Just not know. And, because I had this conversation with multiple different people, man. Like, dog, I understand. Yes, man, you are, you rich. You are in the NBA and you got money and whatnot. And it may be not a lot of stuff that you can do just enjoyably, like, regular life. And, it's stuff that you might still want to do. And that what he probably want to do. But at the same token, man, like, dog, you in a different, you're different now. Like, it's all different. Going to the club, partying, having guns. And like, come on, Holmes. Come on, Holmes. That's not, come on, you're an all star. You like, people look up to you, and I'm pretty sure he got kids. So, like I said, I think my man was just in the moment though. But WTF though to my guy John Moret's video. Yo, man, this has been a great show. Once again, shout out to my guy Rome Davis, comedian, podcaster, entrepreneur, for coming here on the 11:30 podcast show this week, chopping it up with you, man. It was really dope. Once again, the links will be down below, and they are down below. So definitely click them right after this episode go off, man. And make sure you check out No ID, subscribe, and follow my guy Rome Davis, man. Man, it's been a great week. Man, new episode of the 11:30 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling, this Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss it, man. I'm going to be chatting it up. Everything that's going down this week is, 4 weeks away from WrestleMania. Going to be chatting everything from, Raw and SmackDown. And a little bit from AEW Revolution, though what went down, more tongue tie, and what went down this past Sunday. Shout out to all my independent pro wrestlers. Once again, shout out to Shane Taylor, man. Rome Davis had Shane Taylor on the podcast, so that was great, man. Having him on the podcast, it was great seeing Shane Taylor kicking ass in AEW right now. So I'm loving where he's going. Definitely shout out to all the independent pro wrestlers, the independent podcasters, everything, man. Support independent, the black independent, man. For real. Support everyone. For real. I love it, man. I'm out to head on out of here. But before I do, don't forget to follow the 11:30 podcast on all social media platforms. Follow the 11:30 podcast on Twitter at the 11:30 podcast. Like the 11:30 podcast on Facebook. If you haven't done so, this entire episode, I don't know what you're waiting for, man. Definitely smash that subscribe button down below. Yes, you guys. Follow the 11:30 podcast on TikTok and on Instagram at the 11:30 podcast _ Whew. Man, it's been a show. It's been an episode. This was great, man. I'm about to head on out of here. Yo, stay blessed, stay safe, give all the glory to God, man. For real. Yo, for myself, Dre, aka Dre on Wells, and my guy, Rome Davis. Yo, man. Until next time, I'm out.